all my fight fans? So, another topic about one of my favorite fighters, George St. Pierre. He was on the podcast with Kamaru Usman, with Henry Cejudo, and he was talking about a potential fight that he could have had, that he should have had, and what would have went down with Khabib Nurmagomedov. Now, he had been asked, and he pretty much spoke what his opinion was, and he feels truthfully that he would have been able to beat Khabib. Khabib responded and gave nothing but respect and props to George St. Pierre. Big class act, a lot of respect with these both fighters, for sure. No trash talk whatsoever. So now I want to ask you guys, who do you think would win? Would have been Khabib or would have been George St. Pierre? Again, not just saying this because he's my favorite, but I do feel like George St. Pierre would have got him. Now, they were supposed to fight. I do remember that. They were in talks. George St. Pierre wanted to become a three-way division champion, and he was talking about going down to lightweight. And Dana White wasn't having it. I kind of get it. All due respect. Excuse me. All respect with the fact that he did vacate the welterweight belt, and then he also vacated the middleweight belt. So I'm sure that's not something that Dana White would have wanted George St. Pierre to do. But nonetheless, it happened. Why I feel George St. Pierre would have won? George St. Pierre has the size, I do feel. Even though Khabib is a very big lightweight. I mean, the guy, look at him now. He could easily walk around 200 pounds. But I do feel like George St. Pierre would have been able to hydrate just a little bit more during the fight night. You know, where Khabib is used to hydrating a certain amount. I think George St. Pierre, due to the fact that he spent all of his career at welterweight and the fact that he was able to fight at middleweight, even though he hurt himself, he would have hydrated just a little bit more. Also, regarding the striking, George St. Pierre is just light years ahead of Khabib. George St. Pierre's striking was just phenomenal. You saw what he was able to do to Josh Koscheck's face in that second fight. In that second fight, he completely demolished him. So I do feel like he had the striking. Now, here's the tricky part, the wrestling. George St. Pierre doesn't have a college background in wrestling. He doesn't have anything like a sambo wrestling or any kind of Greco wrestling. He learned a lot of his wrestling hands-on throughout his MMA career, learning from some of the best out there in Canada and some also over here in the States throughout his MMA career. But we all know Khabib, by far one of the best, if not the best, wrestlers in the UFC, for sure. Maybe even without UFC, maybe in the Olympics and whatever else you want to have. So that would have been a really, really big test. Now, if Khabib would have been able to take him to the ground, I do feel like he might have been able to outpower George just a little bit. Even though George is by far really phenomenal regarding his jiu-jitsu. He's been in there with some really, really tough jiu-jitsu practitioners. He went up there against guys like BJ Penn, Jake Shields. He's went up there against guys with great wrestling like Johnny Hendricks, John Fitch, Josh Koscheck. So he's been in there with all types of different styles. So he's very familiar with it. So that's why I do feel George St. Pierre would have had just a little bit more edge over Khabib if those two would have fought. So guys, let me know in the comments on what you think about George St. Pierre and Khabib, and if these guys would have fought each other when they were supposed to. Let me know in the comments, guys. Like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.